Hey, how's it going? It's Robin Smith, and it's time for the Robin Smith Show for Sunday, August 24th, 2025. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome, one and all. I want to start at the top to thank you who have donated, those of you who have donated and supported my work on Insight Timer. Thanks for YouTubers who are commenting on the show. I had someone... Brain on Fire, I think, post about Jerry Marzinski's work and some of his blind spots, and I am excited to announce. I don't think I announced this last time. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I can't keep track of things. I will be hosting a conversation between Bob Falconer and Jerry Marzinski. Bob Falconer, of course, is the Others Within Us guru, the IFS guy who is open to the different presences of, spiritual presence experiences. He doesn't really like the term UBs and guides, but because it forces you to label an energy as either a good guy or a bad guy. The guides are angels, they're good guys. The UBs are demons, they're bad guys, etc., etc. But anyway, I digress. Bob Falconer and Jerry Marzinski, to my knowledge, have never spoken to each other on microphone. They've talked to each other before. They know about each other. But I don't think the internet has a conversation with them, certainly not a long-form one. And so I feel honored to be able to bring that to you. Both gentlemen have been on the podcast solo appearances. Bob was most recently on promoting his book that he co-authored with Jonathan S. Rose and Chelsea Rose Odner. What's the name of that book? Why am I drawing a blank now? It's about Swedenborg, IFS, and spiritual healing. What was it called? The Inner World. Terrible. Chelsea Rose Odner. Opening the Inner World. Spiritual healing, and IFS, and internal family systems. Anyway, so that's coming out. What else is there to say? So I guess I just want to say, if you're a fan of the show and you comment on YouTube, you may actually get to have your voice represented in the conversation. This person, I was about to say this guy, I don't know if it's a guy or a gal, or they, them, Brain on Fire is pointing out some blind spots of Marzinski, and so just know that your input in this community is very welcome, and I value it. Speaking of, I do want to hear from you all, not just on YouTube. If you have a suggestion for a guest or a topic to cover, you got a question, you can write into the show at robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Leave a voicemail on the show's hotline, 301-458-0883. And what do we have coming up next episode? I am going to bring you my conversation with David Stern. David is a psychologist and IFS guy. He's been doing that for 20 years. And he's been training hundreds of students worldwide through his 16-week Thinking Heart IFS intensive, together with his partner, Tony Rosati. I think that's how I pronounce her name. And their small, dedicated team. David co-founded IFS Healers, which is an online community of practice offering both introductory and advanced trainings, along with many free resources. He teaches IFS is more than just a clinical method. It's really a path toward becoming more fully human. So stay tuned for that. Get excited. What else? Oh, it's preseason football time. As a Commanders fan, I was hoping we would beat the Bengals in that first preseason game. It was not to be. Tinsley? Apparently Tinsley had quite a night, and apparently we might be able to get him. Is he a wide receiver? Is he a tight end? I don't know his position, but he got a touchdown, at least one, and that was exciting because I'm like, I don't want this guy playing for the Bengals. Of course, Jaden Daniels gave everyone some nervous feels as he went in and scored a touchdown. I usually don't watch preseason football, and so it was funny listening to Buck and Aikman, talking about what's going on here. Why are we still playing the first line guys or the first string guys? Get them out of the game. But it was fun. At least it was fun watching when the Commanders were winning, and then that stopped happening. So boo-hoo. I don't know that the preseason really matters, except just like warming up your players, getting new guys, oriented, not having jitters, on the first week in the regular season. It also reveals how deep people's benches are. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like the Commanders have that deep a bench, but what the fuck do I know? I don't know what I'm talking about. What's the guy's name? Is it Brian Robinson? No, Terry McLaurin. Is he who we are? Yes, Terry McLaurin. We are not sure. Is there any news? Why Terry McLaurin and the Commanders still can't reach a deal? Okay, according to the New York Times, there's no deal yet. Yeah, but apparently there were a lot of wide receivers available. Like if it's not McLaurin, again, maybe we get is Tinsley a wide receiver? Now I want to know. Bengals, Tinsley. Yeah, wide receiver, Mitchell Tinsley. Okay, well, we'll see. How about, okay, a smoke detector went off last night in the middle of the night. I have a question to ask all of you. Does it ever not go off in the middle of the night? Have you ever had your smoke detector go off during the daytime? Maybe you have. I seem to have the luck that it's only happening in the middle of the night. Furthermore, should I be concerned that my daughters slept right through it? I was grateful that they slept through it. Okay, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. But the whole point of it is to, alert you. This was like a Kitty brand. It's supposed to last 10 years. It was installed May of 2020. So it just reached we're dipping into the 6th year of use and it failed. So that's better than, what are you supposed to the 9-volt powered ones that you change every time you change the clocks back for daylight saving. Anyway, I need a new smoke detector. I didn't even check my Whoop app to see if that really affected my sleep. So this is the thing about the Whoop app. And whether you're a wearables person or not, I always when I don't get a good night's sleep, I wake up and I'm like, I got a shitty night's sleep. And then I look at the Whoop app and it's like, you got great rest. And I'm like, how dare you invalidate me? I'm tired and you're supposed to convince me that my body is ready for a trail run. I want to lean into my lazy story so that I don't have to go trail running. Anyway, I did mention I invited people to start this breathwork challenge with me, but let me talk more about. I have a lot to say about that, so let me talk about that at the end of the episode. All right, there's more to say. Where are we at? Let's play. I have a band No Pterodactyls coming on the podcast. I don't think a date has been set, but I'm excited about them and their upcoming release. So more on that later, but for now, let me play a track from Hammer No More the Fingers' first album. And this is another one of those songs that they released on their second album, Looking for Bruce. So you can listen to both versions of it. This is Mushrooms. Enjoy.
I got mushrooms growing in a closet. Let's go, baby. They're pretty fucking tasty. Give them water, give them fertilizer, give them love. Just don't give them your kiss. I got mushrooms. They are my doom. Get me through this, girl.
Okay, I've got mushrooms. I don't got mushrooms. They are not my doom. They can't get me through this girl or this world, depending on which version of the song you listen to. Speaking of mushrooms, have you ever done mushrooms? They are illegal. They are illegal, which means they're bad, because drugs are bad, okay? It's so ridiculous to me that mushrooms are right up there on Schedule 1, right? Aren't they Schedule 1 still? I don't think that, maybe it's, no, that's right, federal drug policy. I think in certain states they're legal. Federal drug policy, psilocybin, however you spell that, Schedule 1, which means there's no medical benefit. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Under the U.S. Federal Controlled Substances Act, psilocybin is classified as a Schedule 1 drug because it is deemed to have a high potential for abuse. No accepted medical use in the United States. Okay. I mean, when are we all going to recover from the freak out of the 60s and is it the Nixon administration? Who do I blame? The medicinal benefits of psilocybin are so well documented. Again, you need to be responsible. Okay. All the disclaimers. I have a disclaimer at the end of every single episode, which hopefully protects me from being sued. But I'm just saying, people have these mystical experiences and then they rate them as, oh, this was one of the most important, if not the most important event in my whole life. Up there with, birth of a child. People who, you longtime listeners know, like, here he goes again. Robin's ranting about psychedelics again. It says it in the bio or the show description, okay? You were warned. The point is, people who were on their last legs and last days of life, they, I'm distracted. I'm trying to take this candle out of the diffuser. They're not afraid to die because they take these psychedelics and it's like a death rehearsal. They take the psychedelics and they basically realize that they're immortal. The psychedelics reveal that to them. And like, oh, I see death isn't the end. Oh, consciousness survives the body. Oh, I don't have to be afraid of this. Yeah, you don't need drugs to learn that, by the way. Just FYI. Anyway, I'm going off on the deep end on mushrooms. Thank you, Hammer No More the Fingers, for your contribution to this episode. Let's talk about the Maryland Rennfest is upon us. Yes, indeed. If you're a local listener, the Maryland Renaissance Festival begins. I want to plug it because I love Rennfest. And again, longtime listeners know I will have an episode specifically about it. We are on August 21st, and the first dates of the festival, I guess it's this Saturday, is opening weekend. August 23rd. They have really improved their website. One of the things I want to warn you, though, get the tickets early because it sells out. But when you do buy tickets, for whatever reason, they have different web pages for different weekends. So I clicked on one, and it was like, it's only available in August. And I was like, wait, there's nothing else available? It's already sold out for the rest of the entire season? Guess I better get it in August, but I was a dum-dum. I was just clicking the link that was available for August. So don't be dumb like me, okay? Glass blowing, face painting, fairy wand getting, jousting, huzzah, merriment, sword juggling, fire breathing, not to mention the turkey legs and the meat and the delicious, funnel fries and whatever. Apparently, chariot racing? I'm seeing chariot racing. Sword fighting. Okay, they used to have a kid petting a donkey or a pony or whatever. One of the best things for this, if you're going to go, let me just tell you, bring cash. Every vendor, or most vendors in there, they don't have merchant transaction or terminals, Visa. You're a poor soul who's stuck in line at the ATM machine. Don't be that soul. Bring cash before you come to the park and enjoy. And it does say you're not allowed to bring weapons, including costume. And yet they sell weapons like swords and such. It's very confusing. All right, that's my shout out to the Maryland Renaissance Festival. I love it. It's one of the best. The vendors that travel around the country, they say, yeah, Maryland is one of the best. People come across the Atlantic to come to our rennfest. Okay, you hear that, listeners in Utah and New York and Oregon and wherever you tune in from? Come to our rennfest. It's not too late. I bet it's better than yours. I don't mean to talk shit. It's just I bet it's better. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. What else is coming up? Light the Night. Light the Night is coming up. Again, local listeners, please join me and Team Zavadowski this Saturday. Not this Saturday, but you know what I mean. Saturday, October 25th is the local walk in our area here at the Rockville Town Center. And this is Team Zavadowski's 15th year doing the Light the Night event. And so we are especially happy to be going for a team fundraising goal of $8,500. That means my goal is $350. I think this is very doable, especially the fact that this is, I want to hit that goal before the date of the walk. And we are more than 2 months away. I feel like I've gotten my shit together a little better nowadays. So we've got time, okay? I'm going to spread the word. And I'll tell you what, here's my promise to you. I will stop talking about it on the show once the goal is hit. I will thank you, but I will also stop. And until then, I'm threatening you. I will bombard you and fucking advertise to you until you give me money. No, that's not the right that's not the right approach. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was a UB in my system. Okay, so very doable. Yes, let's get to our goal, $350. And, if you're a longtime listener, you already know that we can do great work and help people bring light to the darkness of cancer. Over the past 20 years, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society has helped fund over 70% of FDA-approved blood cancer treatments. Please consider making a donation today. You don't have to wait until October, is my point. Okay, I'm going on and on. Just click on the link in the show notes, and thanks. And, okay. I have time to talk about the Breathwork Challenge. I got to keep this quick here. So I invited people last episode to join me. I'm going to start this Breathwork daily challenge starting in September. And I just want to say, since I've been starting, there's a couple things that I've noticed. We're going to do it all together with the Breathe with Sandy YouTube channel. Okay? I've noticed since doing it that it's actually easier. Well, I guess if you're new, okay, should I go into what breathwork is? Nah, I'm just you can Google this, right? I can't do all your homework for you. All right, so there are medical benefits. I guess we could say, let's talk about the medical benefits. Why would it be worth doing this? Doing breathwork really builds a habit of interoception. That's what it does. It gets you more in touch with your body and breathing. From my point of view, as an IFS guy, I know that I'm in a different part of my personality based on how I'm talking, my eye contact, how I'm moving my body, my limbs, my gait, my posture, and how I'm breathing. So when you do breath work, you just happen to build this skill of interoception, being more aware of your breathing. And you can just piggyback this habit of breathing with other things. So let me give you an example. You're already brushing your teeth. So just notice your breath when you brush your teeth, or you're already eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. Just before you start eating, it's like a little personal prayer. Just notice how you're breathing. When you do the breath work, you feel these good vibes. You feel more like yourself, really. Now, some people do this. You don't want to be operating heavy machinery, obviously. I mean, there's a whole safety disclaimer from Sandy's channel. Should I read that here? Let me read it here just to be thorough. Okay, so safety disclaimer. All information provided by, and I'm reading it right from the channel, by this channel is only for educational and entertainment purposes. Sandy is not responsible, nor is Robin, for any losses, liabilities, injuries, or damages resulting from any and all claims as a result of the information or advice given in these videos. If you partake in this breathing session, you agree that you do so at your own risk, are voluntarily participating in these sessions, assume all risk of injury to yourself, Do not practice this breath work during pregnancy or if you are epileptic. People with cardiovascular issues or any other serious health condition should always consult a medical professional before starting breath work. These breathing exercises are a guide only. You should always listen to your own body and not push yourself. Absolutely. Let me say that one more time. You should always listen to your own body and not push yourself. I'll give you an example of that in a moment. If you feel unwell, stop. Never practice breathing exercises before or during diving, driving, swimming, taking a bath, or in any other circumstance where the loss of consciousness could result in physical injury. These breathing techniques may cause tingling sensations, a ringing in the ears, and or dizziness in the head. If you feel any of these responses, don't panic. It is completely normal. If you faint, however, you have gone too far. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Okay, I'm off the text here. If you faint, however, you have gone too far and should take it more slowly next time. So an example of listening to your body, if you're doing the breathing work and you're doing, let's say you inhale, hold for 10 seconds, and then exhale after doing basically you're hyperventilating. Okay, you're really hyper-oxygenating the blood. And when you do that, okay, let me give you, it sounds kind of like this. And then you double speed it, right? And by doing that, you're hyperoxygenating the blood, which means when you do what's called a breath retention, you exhale and then you hold it for 60 seconds, say. So you're not breathing for 60 seconds. But you don't need to breathe because your blood has all this extra oxygen floating around in it. Now, if you start to panic and you're like, I can't do it, just then bail. Then let the air in, breathe in, okay? One of the things that I've noticed, it's easier to do this breath retention after a workout. When I do breath work in the morning, I can never make it 90 seconds. So in the first round, he has you retain the breath for 60 seconds. But in the second round and the third round, he asks you to hold it for 90. I can never make that. I always need to breathe before the time is up. But when I work out, when my cardiovascular system has already been working, whether it's going for a walk or a run or strength training, anything that's asking my heart to work, then I can actually do it. The other thing I've noticed, on the final inhale, when you hold for 10 seconds prior to the breath retention, I have found it easier to fill all 70 of Robin's lungs, to fill the entire lung, okay, by breathing in through the mouth on that inhale. Usually the inhale is going through your nose and the exhale is through your mouth. But on the final one where you hold, I go, I pull it all in, and I can fill more air in the lungs, and that helps me get across the 90-second mark for the breath retention. The other thing that I want to say is diaphragmatic breathing. I learned about this not during pregnancy class with my lovely wife, but actually before becoming a father. As a therapist, as a psychotherapist, diaphragmatic breathing is one of those somatic hacks that therapists can teach their clients to help them ground and calm down. And when you have an activated flight, fight, freeze nervous system, the diaphragmatic breathing helps regulate and relax that hyperarousal. And so it doesn't seem like when I've told clients how to do it, they're like, this is very weird. What's funny is you actually breathed this way naturally when you were a baby. Babies diaphragmatically breathe naturally. We somehow forget this, that when we breathe in, we push our bellies out. And then when we exhale, we bring our bellies in. And so diaphragmatic breathing instructional videos will show people putting one hand over your belly button, one hand on your chest. And you're not like, when you breathe in, you're not lifting your chest or lifting your shoulders. Everything stays relaxed, and your inhale actually goes into the diaphragm, so the belly comes out. So that's another tip that you can get more bang for your buck on your breath by doing diaphragmatic breathing as you do the breath work. Okay, have I talked about breath work for too long now? I feel like I have. So let's stop here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so just a re-invite. I invite all of you, whoever's interested, to join me for a breathwork daily challenge, okay, every single day. Starting on September 1st, we will do the 10-minute morning breath work routine using the Breathe with Sandy YouTube channel. I will drop the link in the show notes for every episode until the challenge starts, and including that 30-day period where we will all breathe together. If you want to join me starting on September 1st, I suggest you do not start from zero. If you're just hearing this now, it's not too late. You can kind of ease into it, okay? Don't start from zero to diving into 30 days in a row. And enjoy. That's the show, okay? That's the podcast. Coming up later, September 7th marks the 100-year anniversary for my alma mater, Salisbury. Go Seagulls. More on that later. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy, and until next time. The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer. This podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note: no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.